Kofi and the Legend of Mami Wata. The ocean stretched endlessly, its surface glinting under the West African sun. In a small coastal village cradled by lush greenery, life ebbed and flowed in rhythm with the tides. Fishermen cast their nets at dawn, their wooden boats swaying in greeting to the sea. The scent of salt mingled with the fragrance of tropical flowers, while children's laughter weaved through palm trees swaying in the warm breeze. But amid the beauty, there lay an unspoken truth, murmured in the wind and whispered by the waves. The ocean had its secrets, a depth no man could fully fathom, a force beyond human understanding. And in that vast, unknowable expanse, the villagers believed, dwelled Mami Wata, the goddess of the sea. Mami Wata, they would say in hushed tones, the keeper of the waves, the spirit of beauty and danger. Respect her waters, or suffer her wrath. Among these villagers lived Kofi, a daring and ambitious fisherman. Unlike the others, he saw the ocean not as a sacred force to be revered but as a challenge, a vast promise of fortune waiting to be claimed. Kofi was known for his boldness, a quality admired by some and cautioned by others. While lived modestly, Kofi often proclaimed, "When the ocean teems with treasures yet untaken." The elders would shake their heads at his words. Among them, old Nana Kwame would often tell the tale of Mami Wata to younger villagers gathered by the fire. Kofi, however, stayed away from those fireside chats, dismissing the stories as superstition. But the warnings lingered in the air. There are waters we do not touch, places where Mami Wata herself guards what belongs to her. To go there is folly, no matter how brave or skilled you think you are. Kofi smirked whenever he heard such things. Folly, he thought, was not to seize opportunities when they presented themselves. One quiet morning, Kofi made his decision. The catch by the regular waters had been meager of late, and whispers of a hidden, richer fishing spot far beyond the safe boundaries tugged at his mind. He had heard warnings about those waters, about how the goddess herself ruled there. But Kofi, blinded by the promise of riches, refused to listen. As the sun dipped below the horizon and dusk painted the village in hues of gold and purple, Kofi set out. The familiar waves rocked his small boat gently, as if cautioning him against what lay ahead. Yet his heart was set. The air changed as he pushed further into the uncharted waters. The once warm breeze grew cooler, tinged with an unnatural stillness. The stars above reflected faintly on the darkened surface of the sea, interrupted now and then by ripples that seemed oddly deliberate, as though the ocean itself was watching. Suddenly, Kofi heard it, a sound so entrancing it made the air tremble with its beauty. A song, haunting and melodic, wove itself into the night, rising like mist from the water's surface. The language was unintelligible, yet it called to him, beckoning with an otherworldly pull. He stopped rowing, his hands frozen on the oars as he listened. The song seemed to come from everywhere, and as he looked out over the water, he saw her. Mami Wata. She rose effortlessly from the depths, her skin shimmering like pearls under the moonlight. Her hair flowed like liquid night, cascading down her back in waves. Her eyes, luminous and captivating, seemed to hold the secrets of the ocean itself. Around her, the water danced, moved by her mere presence. "Kofi," she said, her voice as lyrical as the song that had called him. "You have ventured into my domain. Why have you come?" Kofi could hardly speak, his heart caught somewhere between awe and terror. I seek a better fortune, goddess. The sea has been unkind to us lately." Her laughter, gentle yet unevenly knowing, rippled through the night. "And so you come to me, driven by greed, to take what is not yours. Bold. But boldness, mortal, has its price." Mami Wata extended her hands, her delicate fingers trailing through the water. Where they touched, small treasures rose to the surface, pearls, gold coins, jewels of every kind. They gleamed alluringly in the moonlight, mesmerizing Kofi. "This could be yours," she said, her words as smooth as the calm sea. "But you must offer me your loyalty, your soul's eternal service to me." Kofi hesitated for the first time that night. He glanced at the shimmering treasures, and then at the goddess who commanded them. He could feel her power, vast and unrelenting, pressing against him like the weight of the tide. Yet his desire overshadowed his doubts. "I accept," he said, barely above a whisper. Mami Wata smiled, her expression unreadable. "Then take what you desire, fisherman. But remember, the sea is not to be conquered." The next morning, when Kofi returned to the village, his nets were overflowing with fish larger and more abundant than anyone had ever seen. The other fisherman stared in disbelief as he offloaded his catch, jewels glittering among the scales. Cheers erupted as Kofi displayed his bounty, and for days, the village celebrated their newfound prosperity. Kofi basked in their admiration, feeling vindicated. Mami Wata's deal, he thought, had been a triumph. But the exhilaration was short-lived. The ocean, seemingly restless, began to churn with a quiet ferocity. Storms grew more frequent, the rains heavier, and the once plentiful waters became unpredictable. Each time Kofi returned to the sea, the waves seemed more hostile, more foreboding. The treasures Mami Wata had gifted him weighed heavier with each journey, a constant reminder of his bargain. One fateful evening, as storm clouds gathered ominously over the horizon, Kofi ventured out once more, driven by the need for another big catch. The ocean greeted him with fury. Waves towered over his small boat, crashing down with relentless force. The air crackled with tension, and the once frightening song returned, louder this time, wrapping itself around him like a storm's embrace. In the midst of the tempest, she appeared again. Mami Wata, her beauty this time was fearsome, her glow illuminating the turbulent water. "Kofi," she said, her tone no longer gentle. "You sought to take what was not yours, ignoring the balance that must be kept." "Please," Kofi cried, his voice muffled by the roar of the sea. "I only meant to provide for my people. I didn't understand." The goddess's eyes burned with intensity, yet in them lay something otherworldly and infinitely wise. "The ocean is not something to be exploited. It gives and takes in balance. Your greed disrupted that balance. Now you must pay the price." With that, the ocean rose, pulling Kofi under its dark embrace. When Kofi awoke, he was lying on the shore, the morning light casting gentle rays upon him. His boat was gone, his bounty lost to the sea, and in his hand lay a single, small shell, a reminder of the goddess and her domain. The village gathered around him, murmuring in shock. Kofi was alive, but the look in his eyes had changed. Once filled with ambition, they now carried the weight of a man who had glimpsed the unthinkable and been humbled by its might. He spoke little in the days that followed, but when he did, it was to warn others of the delicate balance that must be maintained with the sea. No treasure, he told them, was worth defying the forces that governed their world. Years later, Kofi became a storyteller, recounting his encounter with Mami Wata to children gathered at the same firesides he had once ignored. He spoke of her beauty, her song, and the lesson she had imparted, a lesson about respect, greed, and the harmony between man and nature. As he spoke, the ocean beyond the village hummed softly, its never-ending depths a reminder of the goddess's presence. And if you listen, even now, as the waves lap gently against the shore, you might hear her song, a haunting melody that tells of her power and the price paid by those who forget her dominion. For Mami Wata, goddess of the sea, will always watch, her voice a soft warning to all who seek to tame what cannot be tamed. Kofi, A bold fisherman defies warnings about the goddess Mami Wata and seeks fortune in forbidden waters, only to learn the price of greed as he faces the wrath of the ocean's secrets.